Hey, Bugsy, you want to talk about the arc? Well, I gotta be honest. The future Trunk, the future, the future Trunks slash Zamatsu arc. I loved it. Everything because everything put me on the edge of my seat. Because, normally Goku thinks of a plan. Goku thinks of a plan. He beats the villain. It takes a little bit longer, but he tries to beat the villain as best he can. But no, Vegeta. Even though that Vegeta and Goku are like at the pinnacle of their power right now, they had trouble beating Zamasu. Every week they would have a lot of trouble trying to beat Zamasu and Black, and they would always they would have a lot of trouble, and I'm like sitting there going like, hmm, this is different. See, I don't really get why people are mad about it. I guess the ending was kind of confusing, but it does actually make sense because guys, you ever play Earthbound at the end? And when Porky lets loose, turns off the devil machine, and when you hit Gygas enough times, his face is like everywhere. It's kind of like that. See, but like I understand, like the ending's confusing because everything restarted. Okay, the everything restarted thing didn't make a lot of sense, but I guess from what Victor told me, I guess the timelines are kind of connected to the rings, which I didn't really get, but I kind of do. Xenoverse 3 has to make that into their actual canon, probably, I don't know. But personally, I just think I think this whole arc is pretty good. It was better than it was better than well, it's better than a lot of things that I've seen so far, you know what I mean? Like compared to what was going on, you know, the tournament between Whis and Sean. I mean, the tournament between Beerus's fighters, which was Goku and Vegeta, between Hit and Hit and Kave and all the other fighters. Those were good, and I think they're just improving. I know it's gonna take guys. It may not be it's not as bad as we all like to think. It's not as bad as we all like to believe. I enjoyed this whole arc as a whole. Sure, every little twist and turn, every little thing that kind of made me mad. I ain't gonna lie, I tried to sugarcoat it, but yeah, this Vegito thing made me mad, but it made more sense. It made actual sense that Vegito couldn't be together forever because god dang, how would that even work? I mean, it wouldn't really. I mean, it wouldn't really like completely work. You know what I mean? If they were together forever, I think it was a good plot convenience to actually separate them after Zamasu was giving them an ass kicking. And like the time limit's different. It's a little bit of a retcon, but It's not really it's not really that bad. Now, I can say a lot of different things about what you guys think about it. I personally could say, "Oh no, you guys suck for not liking it." I would never say that, but like, guys, I just think I think some of you are just taking it too. I think some of you are just taking it way too hard. To be quite honest, that's what I believe because like I said, this arc was not that bad. I know, even though some of you were kind of like, how did Trunks learn the Mafuba so quickly? How did he learn the Mafuba so quickly from a fucking video? Well, kids, the Ninja Turtles in the recent movies learned ninjutsu from a goddamn book. How you think I feel? But all joking and my hatred for the new Ninja Turtle series aside for a moment. Well, at least the first movie. The second movie is kind of it's like in the middle of being good, and I'll do a full review on it. But to me, it's just in the middle. It's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not horrible as the first one, but it's actually pretty cool. I feel like it struggles. but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's get back into this. Now, I'm just saying there's a lot of there are a lot of things that people are saying this is bad, this is horrible, this is terrible. I say despite its failings, it's a pretty good arc because we got some pretty good moments. Because no, I guess no one's going to no one is going to say what I no one is gonna no one is going to say what I've been thinking. If you really play Earthbound and you go to Gygus, that's exactly what that was. Fucking like maybe not an intentional nod to Gygus, but that's how it felt to me. I was like, oh shit, he better not say I feel happy and Ness, it hurts. It's like fuck. Motherfucking Gygus. And the Omni King just promptly got rid of him. And the thing we should all take away, the thing one character should take away from this, Gowasu needs to actually go into people's minds. If he's going to have an apprentice, go inside their minds, see if they have any kind of deep-seated fear or anger or hatred, and just check them. That's the whole thing about Zamasu with me. He just like the Gowasu. It's not even his fault because Zamasu's like was kind of corrupted with the fact that Saiyans, mere mortals, knew things about gods. I'm like, this boy has saved. Like I'm like Goku and Vegeta they both saved the world like countless times, motherfucker. They earned this. And, it's just and I feel like Zamasu himself is a very complex character. Even when he was Goku Black, he was very complex to me. Like, and you really started to see that when he was crying, when he was fighting Vegito and he was crying. You really saw it. Like you really saw the real complexity of what Zamasu is. And I just gotta say that was actually pretty smart. And I hate how people say like, oh, DBZ is nothing new, it's not exciting. Motherfucker. I know I'm just saying this as a DBZ fan, but I'm sorry it's not as deep as Evangelion and a few other shows. And like, it's one of those people that say I don't like Kami ga Kill because this, and this. I'm like, motherfucker, Game of Thrones does the exact same thing. But getting off topic just a little bit, I just really think that this. I really think this arc was actually pretty good, despite what everybody says. Because we had fun. We actually, I felt entertained. I mean, like GT was GT had the, and people forget, like Super, yeah, GT had some low points, but GT also had some high points too. And yeah, this had like maybe a few low points, but it was outweighed by its high points. Freaking Vegeta taking center stage. Them remembering, oh shit, we got an attack called the Mafuba that we could probably use on him. And whole bunch of things. And I really just feel like, you guys are like just kind of shitting in people. Well, not shitting in people's face. That's a little too far. But I feel like you guys are just pointing out the bad, the bad, the bad, the bad, the bad. I'm glad a lot of people are not talking about the artwork now. But there are a lot of people are pointing out the bad, the bad, the bad, the bad of this arc. But there's a lot of good to it as well. If you would just give it a chance, you know what I mean? If you all would just, if you all would just watch it again, don't focus on the bad so much. and focus on the positives. Even Bulma contributed in this arc. Let's like, when has Bulma ever contributed ever since? Bulma hasn't contributed in anything since Dragon Ball. Well, I mean, she contributed a lot, but she actually made an effort to try and stop Zamasu. Of course, it didn't work because Zamasu ain't a horny bastard. Even though I really felt like that wouldn't have worked anyway because Zamasu ain't like a dude. Like Zamasu doesn't really care about you know carnal desires and shit. He cares about like being God and all that shit. But at least Bulma actually tried to do something against the villain. The one thing I really never liked about the Namek saga is Bulma would whine and complain and be like, well, you guys are not doing, I'm just not doing anything. I'm like, Bulma, just try and go out there and fight the Ginyu Force. Like, is it, like seriously, I feel like I'd be my Xenoverse character be like, try and fight the Ginyu Force. Like she always gets hit. And like my character would block it and be like, see. But anyways, like, yeah, Bulma made an effort. I think Piccolo and Gohan are training. That's why you didn't see him much in this arc. Yes, he's and I'm like, yeah, guys, he's training. Yeah, woo! Fucking, leave me alone about it. No, people have literally been pestering me about it, wanting me to talk about it, and personally, Gohan being Gohan and Masago even agrees with this. Having him wanting to be more of a father than being a fighter, it makes sense, It makes sense. And I can't, everybody wants Gohan to be this, everybody wants Gohan to be like this, carbon copy of Gohan, but he's not. Like, Gohan was never, because I'll say this right now, because a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, does that mean Gohan's gonna be in the next arc? Are we gonna have a little focus on him?" I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I think he'll probably train a little bit more to make you fucking fans shut the fuck up about it. Like, I love Gohan as much as the next guy, but I knew he wasn't a fighter. Even when he does fight, even the instances where he does fight, he feels like he needs to. He doesn't have like Goku. No matter what situation he's in, he enjoys the fight. Gohan, on the other hand, doesn't. He'll fight when he needs to, but like I said in countless videos before, that's just not him. Like, yeah, he's gonna train. It's pretty obvious he's training off screen, but everybody wants Gohan to be like this carbon copy Goku, and it's never gonna happen to me. It's just, if it does, it does. I'll shut the fuck up about it. But to me, I don't think it's ever gonna happen because it's not that kind of, like I always say with certain kind of things, like this ain't that kind of party. It just isn't. I think, you know, Gohan, saying, you guys can fight, but if you need me, I'm gonna train. But, you know, he's not an active fighter. He's gonna get back he's probably gonna get back his little mojo so he can fight whenever he's needed. But other than that, he's not gonna be center stage. I know that's hard for most of you to understand, but like I said, if any of you were dads, you would understand. And let me explain something. My dad, my dad, you know, gave up stuff he wanted to do just so he can be a dad. Let me tell you, Mr. Mr. Artemis Crow, you know, he had a lot of opportunities. Yet, he decided to be a dad instead. He wasn't the guy that everybody knew him as. You know, he stopped all that so he can take care of me and my brothers. And that's the kind of thing that Gohan's doing. I know some of you don't get that. But if you think about your own dads and what kind of sacrifices they would do for you for a minute, then you would see. Then you would see. You know? Gohan isn't what he is anymore. And you all need to accept that. You know, like I said, I love this arc, and there's a lot of things I really do enjoy it. And Zeno having a little internal playmate now is kind of fun. But like I said, it Gohan to me will never. Gohan to me will stay how he is. He'll train again. He'll fight when he's needed, but he's going to stay a father, guys. Y'all want him to be like this ultimate omega powerful version of himself like he was when he fought Majin Buu, but he isn't like that anymore. And some dude type purple dildo hype. What the fuck? What's going on in the stream? What's going on in the goddamn stream? Let me look.
Yeah, but I seen that shirt he was wearing, bro. So I don't know if I look. I see the shirt he was wearing at New York Comic Con, bro. And let's just say this guy does a little bit of that. Let's just call it the white powder of justice. All right. So he might be out of his mind about catching up because.
Hey, let me say, dude. Like some of the greatest artistic geniuses of our time were high as fuck. The Beatles.
Yeah.
That is actually true.
Toriyama probably.
Snorting coke up
No. Kira Toriyama didn't snort the cocaine. Although that would make a lot of sense, but like, okay, Goku is something called the Saiyan. Like, he's a monkey, he's a human, but they're aliens, and the Saiyans, they were fighting these things called, hold up, man, doubles. Personally, if Gohan's gonna come back in any shape or form, I think he should just go back to being Sandman. Like Mystic Saiyaman! And a lot of you said, oh, it's cheesy, but fuck, it just reminds me of Kamen Rider, and I just go like, yes! Yes! Everybody remembers it! Oh, man. Anyways. You know, I'm just looking at these comments, and a lot of people are like, Gohan, come back to me! Oh. Like a certain somebody by the name of Forever World. Like, in the Forever World, I say this. Like, if Gohan doesn't do anything for the whole entire series, motherfucker, don't cry. Don't cry like a little girl in the night. No one needs to hear that shit. Like, seriously. Yeah. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. They're just putting a little realism in Dragon Ball Z, and I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but that's what's going on. And the Grand Priest is Whis' dad. What the fuck? And, you know, since he's the Grand Priest, and he's Whis' dad, does that mean he's granddad? Sorry. I have to control myself when I do videos like this because it's hard, and sometimes I just want to scream out granddad whenever I can, and it's hard, guys. You should know the sacrifices I do while doing these videos. But personally, what I basically see is this. That basically, whatever we're in for the next arc, I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I want to see what happens next. I hope whatever happens next is gonna be this awesome thing. And I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna point out the flaws, but I'm not gonna dwell on them. That's the thing about us Dragon Ball Z fans right now. We're we're dwelling. Hold up. Where did I put that remote? Where did I put it? Ooh, crap. Okay. I dropped the cup. Hold up. Either way, like I said, all of us DBZ fans are really just focusing on the flaws. Everything that, everything that makes, everything that makes Dragon Ball Z like kind of suck for a lot of people. We're just focusing on them too much, and we need to stop. Whoa.
On November 23rd, experience the year's
Hold
most
up.
intense thriller.
Commander, we suspect your wife is a double agent.
Is this a test? Everything is a test.
They're not trained to lie like humans.
Ally women are.
Okay, sorry guys. Anywho, like I said, we should point out the flaws, but don't dwell on them. That was the one thing that pissed me off about people that were tripping about Super. You all dwell on the negative aspects of a lot of things so much, you can't even enjoy what you got. And to me, that's just like, for those of you that are still watching Super and you're just dwelling on it, I'm like, why? Hold up, everybody, and trying to do something. But like I said, we should all point out flaws, everybody. But we shouldn't let it. We should let it dictate. We shouldn't let it dictate our enjoyment of whatever it is we're watching. Because if we do that, we're no better than the people who hate on Dragon Ball Z. Hate on the Dragon Ball series just because they can. And to me, people who hate on Dragon Ball Z, people who hate on the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball, any Dragon Ball series that precedes it, pisses me off because it's like, y'all motherfuckers don't even know what the series is about, and you try to say that it is. You try to say like, it's not about nothing, it's pointless fighting. This arc showed me that Dragon Ball Super is trying to be more. It's trying to be better than Z, but not forget that Z happened. It's not trying to forget that everything else happened. It's still trying to be the best it can be. And like I said, no matter what this new arc's gonna be, I'm gonna be meeting it with open arms, because I'm gonna be like, this is a continuation of Dragon Ball Z, guys. Something we wanted for years and years and years after GT. And yeah, it may not be following GT, but it doesn't matter. At least we're getting something new. And yeah, for all the people who bitch and moan about the art, motherfuckers, stop dwelling on it and actually enjoy what you enjoy. You decided to watch Dragon Ball Super. You know that Toei does cut corners sometimes. Fucking deal with the art. There's gonna be animation mistakes in any freaking animation, any kind of animated show, any kind of animated self. There's always gonna be stuff like that. But you all need to fucking chill. Okay? Like, if you're going to review Dragon Ball Super, just don't dwell on it, because that's what everybody else does. That's what everybody else and their grandma does. Well, everybody in the stream is about to go, so I'll see you guys I'll see you guys a little bit later as well. I'm not really connected to the stream. I just felt like talking about it because everything in this arc just proved to me that Dragon Ball Super can be a little more. Into the fandom's eyes. In the fandom's eyes, it can be even better. It probably can try to be even better than GT. That's all I'm trying to say. I'll see you guys later. Like always, like always, be safe, be smart, use that mind of yours, and never ever stop. And never ever stop improving on yourself. This is Bugsy, aka the Chaotic Jester, aka the Chaotic Ringleader. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know I had a little bit of flummoxes, but you know, what you gonna do? So, you know. See you guys later.